Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have thought of a new series that will be very helpful for the students of English literature. This time I'm going to make videos on a very important literary topic, that is literary theory and literary criticism. This will be an introductory video in which I will explain the basics of literary theory, its relationship with literary criticism, its differences with literary criticism, and also I would like to have an attempt on defining literary theory in its simplest and basic format so that anyone who has just begun studying literary theory can have a clear and comprehensive understanding of this subject. Moreover, all the videos in this series will not be longer than 5 minutes. So, my aim is clear and simple. I want to introduce you to the basics of literary theory, different kinds of literary theories, and also little and brief details of each of the theories that are very popular. And no video will take more time. Each of the videos will simply try to simplify the details to the students who are at elementary level and also the students who are at an advanced level. So today we're going to jump into understanding literary theory in its simplest form. Before we go on to defining this, let's have the basic ideas. What can be the idea behind literary theory? What is literary? Literary is something that relates to literature. This is a simple connotation. And then what is theory? Theory is something that acts as a rule, set of rules, or a principle with a set of ideas that help you in doing your tasks or in making your tasks easier. In short, literary theory should be something that is going to make your task easier once you engage with a literary text. Now, we'll try to define this in a better, in a simpler, and in a comprehensive way. So, what is the definition of literary theory? I have created a very short definition. In my words, I would say that a literary theory is a body of logically derived and not easily refutable ideas in a systematic order that we can use while we critically analyze or interpret a literary text. Have you got the idea? I'll repeat it once again. A literary theory is a body of logically derived and not easily refutable ideas in systematic order that we can use while we critically interpret or analyze a literary text. Now that once we have understood a simple definition of literary theory, let's go to the next logical question that many of you might also have, and many of the students that I have met also have asked me. What is the relationship and what are the differences between literary theory and literary criticism? Though these two things are independently possible and two entirely different ideas, at the same time, we cannot say that there is no certain relationship between literary theory and literary criticism. At the same time, as well, a little paradoxically, we cannot say that these two things are entirely connected. So these two things have two isolated individuality. At the same time, these two things are interrelated. So we'll try to understand these two things differently. First of all, we'll focus on the relationships between literary theory and literary criticism. The basic relationship that you can easily see, apparently find it, can be found in the very names, in the very phrases. Literary is found in both the things, literary theory and literary criticism. And then the thing is, one is the means of doing the other. That means literary theory is the means by which you indulge in an action that is called literary criticism. One is practical and one is theoretical. Suppose you have to analyze any literary text from an eco-critical perspective. Then what you'll do? First of all, you'll have to study and understand in its entirety eco-critical literary theory. And once you have got the idea of that particular theory, you can apply that theory in analyzing any text that is given to you. So this is the relationship between these two things. Now, the difference, I think I have already given it out. The difference is that one is practical and one is theoretical. Now that we have understood literary theory in its basics, definition of literary theory, and also the relationships and the differences between literary theory and literary criticism, it's the time that we move to the next step. In the next step, we'll try to understand that there are different kinds of literary theories. Because literary theory is a very broad idea, literary theory has a broad connotation when we speak this phrase. And there are many literary theories which are in practice. Some of them are ambiguous, some of them are obsolete, and some of them are in very popular practice or in popular culture. For example, it is a very interesting fact that you should know when we analyze a literary text, say a poem or a short story or a novel or even a play. So, what we do, we actually closely read and try to analyze, try to bring out certain facts from that particular literary work. That is also an act of literary criticism. However, the most applicable theory, or say just the most applicable idea when we try to analyze any literary work, is the school of criticism that was propagated, founded, and popularized by very famous literary critic Ivor Armstrong Richards, very popularly known as I.A. Richards. So, in that theory or in that style of criticism, we actually read a literary text very closely and we seldom go beyond the page that we are reading, or the book that we are reading, or the work of art as a whole that we are reading. So, that is the best popular theory, and that is mostly applicable theory, and that is also the mostly advisable theory. However, this is not our topic for the moment. In the next video, we'll try to cover the popular kinds of literary theories and their ideas and contents in very brief. So, wait for the next video, and right now, what you can do is to understand all these things by reading an article that I have posted on English Literature Education platform. You can click the link that is given in the description and go and read that article. So, in the next video, we are going to talk about different kinds of literary theory. Till then, many thanks for watching this video. Have a good time.